Hi, I'm Marilyn, and this is Eric, and we're the Cadillac Shelfies.
And today we're talking about Clank Catacombs. The second best Clank, maybe?
Oh my god, it's hard to think of. I think the best or second best Clank.
Yeah.
Really good.
It's really good.
We can't really compare it to Legacy.
No.
Which is also like amazing.
Yeah. It's for sure one of our favorite designers though, Paul Dennen.
Yes, absolutely.
We like all the Clank games.
Yes.
And this is a 2 to 4 player. I don't know if there's some solo variant for this.
I don't know.
I haven't seen it, but
I don't think so.
it's listed 2 to 4 players.
Yeah. Oh.
And it takes usually like 90 to 2 hours to play.
Yeah.
Depending on player count.
Yeah, right, exactly.
So this is a deck builder. Like the old Clank, you build the cards are pretty much the same.
Yeah, they're very similar. There is like the ghosts are new.
The ghost, yeah, the cubes in the bag. Now there's other cubes that go in, like ghost cubes and things. But the main difference is the tiles.
Yeah, the tiles are awesome.
Yeah, they took the best part of Drakborgen, the dungeon tiles, the classic Swedish 1985 Drakborgen.
Yeah.
And put the tiles in.
Yeah.
So every time you go, it's slightly different.
Yes.
And it makes a huge difference, I think.
It's so much fun.
It's.
And you don't know you don't know exactly where you're going because you're still looking for artifacts, but you don't know where the artifacts are.
No, so the artifacts will show up on various tiles.
Yeah.
And they will show up like the first time, like the least expensive artifact shows up.
Right.
And so on and so on. Some of them have like pluses, so you put out slightly more expensive, but in general, like the more you explore, the higher value the artifact is. So maybe you don't wanna, pick up that one, or maybe you wanna pick it up and run home.
Right. So you gamble a little bit.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't.
No, I mean you always gamble to some.
Yeah.
With the Clank you generate with the cubes going into the bag. I sort of assume you know a bit about Clank when talking about it, because I'm not going to explain it totally but you have the cube and you draw out like, okay, now we generate, and you draw 4 cubes or 5 cubes.
Right.
Sometimes they're just black dragon cubes, sometimes they are your color and you take damage.
Right.
And sometimes they're ghost cubes and everyone takes damage, and they are my favorite.
Eric is the king of dragons here.
Well, someone has to share for the dragon. And that's me. I make things exciting. The other there's some new things now that I don't know if has been in any expansions, but like you have the portals.
Yep, portal.
That show up so you can like teleport between tiles.
Yeah. So if you really need to get back quick, maybe there's a portal that you can take.
Or if you want to dive deep or just go across the whole map. And you have the shrines, like every time you visit the shrine, you put out the cube, and you get the coin. And the next time you put out another cube, you get two coins. And so on and so on. And also these things line up because you can free prisoners.
Yeah, prisoners also, yeah.
I don't think they were in the old one, but the prisoners score like in the end game. Right. Usually. And sometimes like some will score more if you have more portals, or if you have a crown or some an artifact or something. Right. And something you get the haunted prisoner, so you get the ghost cube, and he's the best prisoner.
And I think one was just some extra coins and you had to use it right away or something like that. Or maybe that was the...
Yeah, you get the discount also.
Yeah, and there was also a major treasure or something that wasn't there.
Yeah, things like that. Yeah, the secrets I think are slightly new because you don't put any out on the map really.
Right, yeah.
You can go visit them and pick them up.
Right.
Like the minor secrets are just, when you go across a minor secret, you can pick up one.
Right, and the same one can be used more than once.
Yeah, you have a pile, so you can, until the pile is out, everyone can get some minor secret.
And we have never done that. We've never used up all of them.
We have been pretty close when we played at home, I remember. I don't remember if we used up all of them, but we were pretty close. No, like sharing for the dragon, I think helps not keeping the game too long.
Okay.
But yes, like otherwise, you have your deck, you move, it's purchasing power and fighting power. And sometimes you have to spend more feet to move through a corridor. Sometimes you have to spend sword or take damage. And sometimes you can only go one way in a corridor.
Yeah.
And sometimes you draw a new card and all the tiles rotate.
Yes, that's fun.
Yeah. That's also the curse of the wizard from Drakborgen. They also took that from the old classic excellent game Drakborgen. Or Dungeon Quest, I think it was called when Games Workshop released it 2 years later. Dungeon Quest, I think. I think it's still around in some form. Well, Drakborgen is still around, but I think the English one might be around still. Or was it last published by Fantasy Flight Games? Whatever. This is as good as Drakborgen, the classic 1985 Swedish game. This is, if you like fun.
You gotta play it.
Yeah, and you quick romp down in a dungeon to get treasure and run back.
Yeah.
There's one expansion out that hasn't shown up on this side of the water yet, sadly.
No, we're waiting.
We're waiting, so we'll probably report back at that sooner or later. But it must be so much easier to make small expansion for this because you can just add more tiles.
Yeah, exactly.
But even so, because you stack the tiles together, but you remove a certain number of the
starting tiles
tiles because there's a different color, like the upper level of the dungeon, and you remove, so you don't always have exactly the same either.
Right.
And the starting tile has 2 sides.
Right.
So if you own this game and watching the review now, and does it? Yes, it does. Flip it over. There's 2 different starting sides.
Yes. And one is a little bit harder than the other one.
Is it?
I think so. I think one
is better if I want to take up the artifact that lets me move against arrows and then lock you out.
I think one only had
dungeon.
a couple of ways out, while the other one had 3 ways, and this one had 2 or something like that.
Yeah, well, one I think had arrows coming in from the side, and then I flipped the tile so arrows pointed in both directions.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was fun.
He locked me out.
Yeah. Well, and then I ran out, so the dragon, I think, came quicker. Because when someone goes out, you start pulling out cubes.
Right.
When it's your turn, you pull out cubes instead.
That's from the base game.
That's from original Clank, but it's still in here. In case you haven't played original Clank. But I don't think it matters. If you like deck builders in any way, especially deck builders that let you move around on a map.
Yeah.
It's Clank Catacombs.
It's really fun.
Yeah. It's like never overstays its welcome either.
No. I really like it.
Yeah, because even when it takes 2 hours to play, you're kind of going the whole way.
Yeah.
Especially if you're cheering for the dragon. Always cheer for the dragon. When you pull up a card with the dragon symbol, you cheer. You don't groan. You cheer for the dragon. He needs to be happy too. And if the dragon is happy, everyone is happy. Maybe dead, but happy. This one introduces a lot of stuff from Clank, so I think even if you have Clank, there's a good chance you should get this instead.
Yeah, I would get it.
Maybe if you're super into Clank in space, maybe not, because this is not sci-fi, this is fantasy.
Yeah.
But I like this a lot more than Clank in space personally, but...
I haven't played Clank in Space.
No, I haven't. I played it a couple of times. But just the thing with the tiles makes it so much better.
It's fun.
Yeah. So I guess if you don't take fun, this is a game for you.
Yes.
And if you love dragons, it's definitely a game for you. Yeah. Do you have anything else to add?
No, it just
except the cover is super cool, I think.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
Look at that dragon. Look at the people running. How can you not cheer for the dragon? I mean, if the dragon is just sleeping, what's the fun? Yeah, well, okay. I think that's it.
Yeah. Have fun.
So long.
Bye-bye.